Before Disney transformed Marvel Comics into colorful toilet paper, Carol Danvers was actually a decent character. She had personality, flaws, cool design, and reasonable power set. But because Disney apparently thought that they don't have enough strong female characters in Marvel Universe, they took Miss Marvel, a strong female character, and twisted her into the ultimate amalgam of feministic values. Now two versions of this character exist: original Miss Marvel and created by Disney identity thief pretending to be Captain Marvel. I know there were some legal issues regarding the name, but simply changing Carol's superhero name is one thing, and completely reshaping her entire existence is a different thing. Shockingly, those two Carols have very little in common with each other. They are so different that if you choose to change Captain Marvel's human name from Carol Danvers to something else, no one would know they were supposed to be the same person. Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, arguably the greatest animated Marvel show in history, had the best adaptation of Carol Danvers I have ever seen. That's because writers adapted original Miss Marvel and they did it with care. Comparing her to MCU's version of Captain Marvel that is adapted from toilet paper made by Disney is almost not fair. But I'm going to do it anyway because suck it, Disney. Firstly, I just have to mention the elephant in the room. I know that you are thinking it. There is one major visual difference between those characters. Captain Marvel is wearing pants. That means she is better, right? A true improvement for more modern audiences. Well, let me tell you something about pants. You don't need them. Pants don't make you a hero. You can be a great hero even if you don't wear any pants. Those are not even her pants. She is wearing someone else's pants, and it's not a good fit.
It will be, when it fits a woman.
Now that we know how unimportant pants are, let's move to more significant aspects of Carol's character. Let's talk about her powers, the most important element of every superhero.
It's amazing to get the opportunity to introduce Captain Marvel because she is the most powerful character in the Marvel universe.
To have a great power and no responsibility, just the way true believers always liked it. While Captain Marvel is an invincible godlike being with no weaknesses, Miss Marvel, on the other hand,
Alright, kitty cat. I don't want to hurt you.
in this clip we can see Carol's first encounter with Ronan the Accuser. And it's a one-hit KO. He casually defeats her with his left hand. No human is a worthy opponent in the eyes of the Space Smurf. Well, this looks familiar. Maybe, just maybe, heroes should lose first fight with their enemy and then... okay then. Of course, Miss Marvel wins her final confrontation with Ronan, saving our planet in the process. And in this scene we can clearly see how her power works. If you were exposed to Carol Danvers' character only through MCU, you probably have no clue what her main ability is supposed to be. So let me explain. She can absorb and redirect energy. The more energy she absorbs, the more powerful she becomes. It's how she defeated Ronan. All the energy from his Space Smurf hammer gave her a huge boost, and we can see a visual representation of it in her golden glowing form. Captain Marvel, however, is always all-powerful. There is no condition for using her full power, she just can't do anything. Because women don't have to try, they just do things. Imagine an online game where all the players can spam their ultimates constantly. That would be pointless, annoying, and no one would be able to enjoy it. Carol may not be the strongest superhero, but she never gives up. No matter how many times she falls, no matter how powerful her enemies are, she will keep on fighting, because the Avengers depends on her, because SWORD depends on her, because the entire world depends on her, because she is exactly what inspiring heroes should be. Hero is someone who runs into the fire instead of running away from it. However, if you can't get hurt by the fire, then such acts have no deeper meaning. All-powerful and invincible protagonist can work as a satire, but usually you want your hero at his weakest. That is why Kryptonite exists. Give Superman opportunity to save people even at the cost of his own safety, because heroism is about self-sacrifice. Being the most powerful being in the universe doesn't matter at all. Now let's compare the scenes where Carol is joining the Avengers.
I like this one.
Well, that is one way to do it.
Join the Avengers.
I don't know what to say.
Here we can see Carol being grateful and honored that Tony asked her to be an Avenger. This is not the first episode. The Avengers are already well known. They defeated many supervillains at this point, and any superhero would be happy to join the world's mightiest heroes. And it's not like she have nothing else to do. She is a member of SWORD, the first Earth's defense against alien invasion. Important stuff, but not as cool as being an Avenger. But besides her attitude, there is even more important reason why this works and this just doesn't. Let me explain. In the animated series we meet Carol Danvers before she got her powers. Janet and Hank already know her. They are present when she gets her powers and at the hospital bed where her powers first activate. So her transition from soldier to superhero to an Avenger is more natural. Captain Mar-vell, however, is inserted into MCU desperately trying to convince us she was there all along. Captain Mar-vell movie breaks continuity and delivers first blow to MCU's ever-crumbling world building. This should be Black Widow movie instead, with Carol Danvers as a supporting character. Maybe Natasha is on a mission from Fury. She is investigating this scientist guy and he turns out to be an alien spy. Carol gets hurt and by comic book shenanigans becomes exposed to Kree radiation which alter her DNA. In the post-credit scene we would see Carol levitating. And now she can have her own movie. Making Skrulls good was also a dumb move. The entire point of their existence in a story is causing paranoia. They can look like your friend, and not even spider sense or telepathy is able to detect them. Anyone can be your enemy. In the animated series, when Tony tells Avengers about Skrulls, Carol is confused, don't know who to trust. She is a soldier after all, and her loyalty lies primarily with SWORD. She decides to fight Avengers. She may not be very happy about it, but her duty comes first, and it's more important than her friends. I see with my little eyes some good conflict here. And what was Captain Mar-vell's story again? Originally, Carol got her powers from mar-vell, while he was saving her life. Inspired by his heroism, she took on a similar name and became a superhero. Wait, man saving woman? Giving them power? Disgusting! We can't have that in our modern, more progressive society. To mitigate influence that classic, original, real Captain Marvel had over Carol, writers had to jump some really big narrative hoops. To the point that nothing makes sense anymore. But Disney Marvel is not in the business of making sense right now. In order to poorly connect Brie Larson's character to the name Captain Marvel, and it's a small change but a funny one, they demoted her. See, in order to make her name sort of make sense, they gave her the rank of Air Force Captain. The real Carol Danvers, however,
Major Carol Danvers, call sign Warbird.
well, not anymore. Because to empower new, improved Captain Marvel, the reason why I made this video is that I really like Carol Danvers, but because of Disney fake Captain Marvel played by Brie Larson, this is the only version most people know about. It's the same with Taskmaster and many other. By adapting them incorrectly, they give those characters bad name and tarnish their brand. Now when I try to Google Carol Danvers or Taskmaster, the awful Disney creation is the first thing I see. I rather remember those characters the way they were and not what they've become. Please stop ruining your own brand and bring Ms. Marvel back. The real one.